to travel by road. Vehicles take a very long period to get there. So you could imagine that a small hospital of that locality that has barely a capacity of 60 beds is now found with about 600 injured persons. Or the mortuary that has a capacity of about 15 beds or 15 places is now found with about 70 corpses. At the moment we are speaking, the rescue workers are still digging down the wreckage of the train to see if they can recover some bodies. Early this morning, a child of about 7 months, a 7-month-old baby, was seen under the wreckage. It is said that when the mother who died discovered that there was a problem, she decided to throw the baby to save her life. She threw the baby from the window of the train. The child's life was saved, but the mother is dead, and the authorities have not been able to identify the parents or relatives of that baby. May I also inform you that it is not also easy at the level of the hospital. The injured need water to drink, they don't have water. They need assistance, humanitarian assistance, they do not have. They need blood, they do not have. Cameroon has a huge need of blood. Cameroon needs about 400,000 pints of blood for its blood bank every year, but they never have up to 20% of it. And today, what they have is even not enough to take care of the wounded patient. So it is a serious problem in Cameroon. It is terrible out here. Parents are burying their children, families are burying their loved ones, and the President of the Republic has said, that's President Paul, and a message to the country, has asked everybody to be each other's keeper. In fact, the town is really quiet. The atmosphere is morose.
Moki, I'm glad you've painted a real picture, of the situation on the ground. A 7-month-old baby that was saved from the wreckage by the mother who pushed the baby out. And you're talking about blood being donated with the hospital in Eseka having less than enough blood to take care of those who are wounded. I see a real crisis here, but is the government saying anything about this? Is the government saying or doing anything about helping these people, to get blood despite the calls for donations? Or is the government saying anything about the road that was broken, you said, the people were avoiding, which is the reason why they had to take the trains?
Yeah, the government has made a statement, issued a statement, and is actually asking people who can to go to the hospitals and donate blood. They have also asked those who have to go to the hospitals and give even water to the increasing number of the wounded. The rail line has been repaired. It has been repaired this far, and traveling between Douala and Yaoundé has been re-established. The road that collapsed also has been repaired. We have a temporary bridge already. But as I said earlier, it is not an easy situation. The government is confused. Now, where can the government get the blood now like this to save lives if people do not go to contribute? It will be difficult. Where would the government get the means or take water to those villages which have no potable water? It is a serious situation. When this thing happens also, because the hospitals could not take care of the wounded, the hospital at Ezeka, you could see the population using traditional potions, using traditional medicine, using the leaves they use in the locality to take care of the wounded. It is serious, sufficiently serious, and the death toll, which is about 60 now, may rise. Rescue workers last night removed about 10 corpses, and they've been working the whole morning. We are still to get some information from them. We are monitoring the situation, so it is sufficiently serious, and the death toll may increase.
Moki, thank you so much for bringing us up to speed on what's going on in Cameroon. Our thoughts and prayers with those who are looking for loved ones either in the mortuary or in the hospital. Well, the bad news on transportation continues in South Africa, where one person has been killed, 50 others wounded, in a train crash in the Gauteng province. Pictures have been posted on social media showing the extent of damage. We can see carriages turned on their sides, some of them crushed. However, some local media is reporting the number of those injured could be as high as 150. The two trains are set to have collided on the East Rand near the Calfontaine station. Let's head to Kenya now, where people are calling for women to be respected on public transportation and for existing laws dealing with the issue to be enforced. Of course, come after news that a Matatu crew allegedly assaulted and attempted to drug a woman on one of the public transportation buses. She has recounted her ordeal on social media, which was later picked by the mainstream media, leading to the arrest of a man who allegedly attempted to drug her in the capital, Nairobi. We're yet to hear the man's side of the story, but Caroline Mwari says there was an attempt to prevent her from getting off the Matatu, and she was roughened up by a group of men. She says one of the crew tried to inject her with a substance she assumes was harmful. Happening in the Central African Republic, clashes between UN peacekeepers and armed men in the capital, Bangui. This happened as several protesters gathered to call for the mission to leave the country. The CAR has been in chaos since 2013 when fighting between mostly Muslim Seleka rebels and anti-Balaka Christian militia prompted the establishment of the MINUSCA mission a year later. There's been mounting criticism in recent weeks that the peacekeepers are not doing enough to protect local residents. MINUSCA says a brief fight broke out this morning when a UN patrol was fired at by unidentified armed men. MINUSCA fired warning shots and is not aware of any casualties. Meanwhile, police in Burkina Faso say they have shot dead a jihadist in the capital, Ouagadougou, and are in search of 2 others. The incident is the first deadly clash with Islamist militants in the capital since an attack on the Splendid Hotel in January that killed 30 people, and Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb claims responsibility for the attack. The group is suspected of recruiting for Islamist militant group operating in the north of the country or elsewhere in the Sahel region without naming a specific organization. According to the public prosecutor, Meza Kampore, an investigation into the recruitment networks is being opened and important clues are already being found, including several telephones. Burkina Faso shares its western border with Mali, whose lawless desert north serves as a base for a range of secular Islamists. Now, the Al-Qaeda-linked groups and a new body pledging allegiance to the Islamic State have been identified there. President Roch Marc Christian Kabore, who was elected in November last year after order was restored following a 6-day coup attempt, is facing a rising number of attacks in remote border areas. When we return on Network Africa. Well, Africans are keenly watching the developments in the United States as the presidential election draws nearer. We have some analysis of what kind of person they expect to be leader of the free world. Do join us again.